Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's intro, I am still your host. Don't worry, but I wanna be for the next few days. I wanna be it's like a themed idea. So I'm gonna be hosts, but the hosts are gonna be comedians that I don't like. So today I'm Steve Carell. Yesterday I dunked on Will Ferrell. Today I'm dunking on Steve Carell. Sorry, this is a little more contentious. I noticed like almost universal agreement with the Will Ferrell slam, but sorry, Will Ferrell. Ferrell is a different person. Most people were in agreement. I think more people will be uh, disagreeing with me with Steve Carell because The Office. I'm not a big Office fan. I'm sorry. I know that it's very hip to like The Office. I'm not hip. I'm not a big Office fan. I it's not Steve Carell's fault that I don't like him. I feel like he gets typecast in a role type that I don't enjoy. I don't like the it's funny because he's an idiot idea. It just makes me feel awkward. Anyway, that's who I am today. I am that which I dislike. Maybe I said hate at the start. I don't hate Steve Carell. I don't enjoy his work. It's easy to overstate in this day and age. Anyway, how you doing? It's 3:50 a.m. I just got out of bed. I I laid down for like probably about 30 minutes. Just laid in bed for a little bit in preparation for this banger run. I looked, by the way, I said I was going to look at the end of last episode. I forgot to. With the last 4 runs have had Exile Hellhorned in them. Let's see if today is a 5th. Drumroll, please. It is not. Let's go. Curse broken. Not even a curse. The Queens and Plings weren't that bad. I feel like Exile Hellhorn secondary jumped a little bit in my mind. They weren't so bad. The Queens and Plings aren't good, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. And I'll take that. It's crazy too, because you tell me we go Umbra through, like Umbra. I guess Umbra melting Wurmkin with Exile Hellhorn. Melting makes a lot of sense as being good. Wurmkin, eh. Umbra, you can take it or leave it. Anyway, for today's question, I don't really have one ready. I know what I wanted to talk about here. I guess I kind of want to make this a general, like a bit more generalized, not generalized. This is going to be a little more specific, I guess, because I've been having trouble coming up with things I want to ask you lately. Not a whole lot going on in the old brain. Especially since I haven't been streaming the last few days. I took 3 days off. It was the end of the semester to just kind of, you know, I try to spend some time at the end of my semesters doing things like I clean my desk off and things like that. That's a good question, actually. You know what? But never mind. I have a question for you now. How often do you go through and do you like deep clean? I didn't do a deep clean, but I cleared off all the papers. I cleaned up everything laying around. I do it once, 3 times a year. Once at the end of every semester as just like a mental reset. Clean everything up, you know. Even though it wasn't like too long because my semester was a little shorter, but I changed the sheets and all of that. Don't do that as regularly as I should. Anyway, how often do you go through and do something like that? Feels like something I should do more often, but I never find the motivation to. Anyway, let's get rolling, shall we? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm feeling good today, by the way. I'm not feeling too tired. I think laying in bed the last 30 minutes helped also. Let's roll. Exile Awoken, Exile Wurmkin, Soulsucker Talos, Ragefell, Diligent Seraph, Sharpen, Echo Stir, Focus Growth. If they show me Strangler here, I'm willing to click Strangler. If they show it to me. Yeah, I'll take Emblem of the Exiles. Thought about wing clippings for half a second for Diligent, but I think it's fine. I'll play Strangler if you show it to me. I'll play it. I'll go. I think Strangler works here. And we chill. Could probably take that money actually, but I think we're fine. We're gonna play it cool, no Spikes Trial. Could probably take the Spikes Trial, but I don't know. I think I'm maybe a little too respectful, but here's the deal. We're Wurmkin secondary. I click Strangler here because of that. We have a very large number of good possible cards to hit. Put a train steward in front, yeah. We already have Sharpen, which is a card that I've wanted to consider trying as a scaling option. On top of that, we have... What's the card? It's... Echo Transfer, and then Razor Sharp Edge. So we have 4 hits that are really good. We can also get there with Steel Enhancer. There's a lot of options here. So... I'm gonna ping that 5-1 off. I know I don't need to because of sweep, but it's fine. We have the Sharpen. I do want to try like value stoning Sharpen in the worst of times. It's 4 damage, which isn't crazy, but it's not bad. We'll see. Right, we hold over Spell Chain, Razor Sharp Edge, something like that, and we're well on our way. Yeah, there's Razor Sharp Edge. We have Emblem of the Exiles to help keep our boy alive as well, which is nice. I'll take Bounding Echoes here. I'm probably going to put a lot of value into this Razor Sharp Edge, so having Bounding Echoes is nice. Postingkin's also pretty good, but Bounding Echoes edges it out just barely. Strangler kind of stands on his own. Not right now, but later. Stands on his own especially because I will want to, assuming we hit Predator 2, which is our ideal, I will want to let Emblem of the Exiles on Wendleton to give him health for Razor Sharp Edge. This might actually be best to go right and look for -1 holdover on Razor Sharp Edge, because then we can duplicate it right away. Maximize our duplicates. I'm leaning towards it. I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna go right. I think that the, yeah, -1 holdover. Great news. That's 120, right? 120? I can afford it. One thing we're thinking about is Root Seeds, but I think -1 holdover Razor Sharp is fine. I'll have to watch my man's health a little bit, but it's a good hit. These aren't very good. And we're really strong. I'm going to take this artifact. Nothing should ever make it to the pyre. If I want to be extra safe in the early game, I can take Advanced Prototype. This goes well into the mid game, to be fair. I can take Base Charge, 2 Echoes on each floor. If I had Fracture, I think I would pick Base Charge here. Because it makes the Fracture do 4 to any target, and 2 Fractures... Actually, no, Fracture does 6 to any target. Because I don't, Echo Break doing 3 doesn't matter that much. I'll take Advanced Prototype. And the idea here is we get to start removing Echo Breaks before the Train Stewards become so worthless. You can play a lot more aggressive with this as well. Like, slamming this trial feels a little scary, but I think we have enough pings for it. I draw really poorly here for it to be wrong. Yeah, we're chilling. I'm a little worried about Wendleton's health. And that's about it. That's really all that I'm worried about. I fear for his health. May as well wipe that floor out. He doesn't get anything for killing enemies, so there's no reason to let enemies live. I'm worried that his health won't be high enough right now with the holdover Razor Sharp. With Emblem of the Exiles, it's a little bit better, but if I put something in front, it's worse. So, you know. We'll see where it ends up. I can duplicate this Razor Sharp Edge, and then we get into the territory of really starting to think about our health. But if we see Echo Infusion from this card pack, we're fine. Like, we're winning 100%. We're 1 Echo Infusion away, I would say, from taking this one all the way to the bank. Or maybe we can make it happen with Cycle of Life, although that one's a little messier. Steel Enhancer, plus 3 HP. I'll take it. Echo Transfer. Not quite what I was after, but I will click it. Keeper of Echoes. That's one of the other options I was thinking about for health, actually. Keeper of Echoes as a frontliner. Or maybe even a backliner. Hard to say. Either way, I like Keeper of Echoes a lot here. He cuts... So, assuming I infuse Razor Sharp Edge, he makes it only a -1 to play now, which becomes a little bit better. I guess when you think about it, it's not really a -1. It is still a -2 in a sense. Maybe getting a little too big brain. Normally it would be +1. It's Razor Sharp Edge is -2 still, but you know, don't think about it too much. It's alright. I wonder. I'm gonna go left. I think we need to accelerate our scaling pretty heavily. Awoken Hollow would have been cool to be able to play on this run too. Unfortunately, no healing. I'm gonna accelerate our scaling by duplicating Razor Sharp Edge. And now we spend the whole run answering how I keep Wendleton alive. And if we answer that, we are good. Heard you're gonna get an upgraded version later. I will be honest with you. I could not name what these 3 are. I don't know what the 3 upgrades are for Purge unit. I think it's Revenge, give the 4 bonus attack, and I think one is Endless and cost 0. I don't know these very well though. I will give this man Sharpen. Hopefully he gives me back Sharpen, but it's free and gives me money. And what's in the temple? Spell Chain and Purge. You know what I want to try doing? I want to try spending our pack shards on Purge Stones. I should not purge all of my spells because it is Diligent Sarah. However, I want to buy a Purge Stone. I'll purge like 2 of them, at least. We'll kind of work it out as we go. I want to try spending more of my pack shard allowance on Purge Stones when I see them, because I waste a lot of pack shards. I don't use them on anything really. So we'll try it out like this. This is Soul Sucker, I know that. And I am putting Keeper of Echoes in front. If I see it, I would like to put Permafrost on Bounding Echoes so that I am able to hold it for the holdover. But it's not high on the priority list. It would just be nice to do. Yeah. Also, if we miss Quick here, the run gets a little more complicated. You can take a Quick Tome if it's shown as an insulation option. That's one of those ideas. Like, this is getting into... We don't need to think this hard about it. Oh, we have healing for Keeper of Echoes, though. That's really good. In the last run we had Keeper of Echoes on, he was unable to... Like, he was just taking a bunch of damage, if you remember. I don't remember which run it was. I think it was 2 days ago. But Keeper of Echoes just gets... He gets a big max HP, but he also takes a bunch of damage and gets chunked low. So, being able to remedy that is nice with a little healing. This is exciting. I have a lot to plan for. We have a lot of contingencies to handle, but this run could be extremely easy from this position. We mitigated it a little bit already, but this run can get to be really, really easy to run with just a little bit of fortune. Alice, you can get off my screen once I finish playing my cards out. Thank you. Wendleton's looking great. Strangler means that he doesn't have to worry about waiting to scale up either. Okay, these cards don't do much. I will pick Unleash the Wildwood because it's a heal. And Wurmkin Spike. Perfect Insanity. Can't see it, but I'm making a face right now. Shattered Shell. So I will pick most likely Energy, and then we will consider taking Space as a play on the mid floor. Consider it on the next one. Removals are less valuable here. Is there a relic that I could see that's really nuts? I don't think there is. But removals are weird because I can't remove all my spells. So I can remove 2 Train Swords and it's fine. If we miss Predator here, the run gets a little weird. I will have missed on most of what I was looking for. I hit Predator. That's really good. That's excellent. So we have now hit, I would say. Now, if I'm really worried about Wendleton running out of max HP, I could hold over Steel Enhancer. I think it's a lot better to hold over Unleash. You could also make a case for hold over Focus Growth. I do want to hold over one of these cards because we can just settle in here more or less. And not do anything else with this deck if I hold over a healing card. I was like, I'm trying to figure out what I mean when I say settle in here. Because, like, it makes sense in my mind, but what does that mean, actually? I tried to put that into words that made sense, but anyway. In theory, there's only one unit on our floor taking damage, but if I hold over -1 focus growth, it does cost 1. I don't need the extra draw because we have root seeds. I think if we had restores, I would do focus growth here, but we have a different run if we have restores. And Unleash. And now we fill our deck with enough fodder that I won't burn my important cards, and that's it. I'm not gonna bother the 25 shards for a Keeper of Echoes self-infused. I don't think it's worth it. Way better off taking Kinho's Carapace, actually. I will take the 10 shards for the boons then. Let's go. I'm not going to make a third on the Razor Sharp Edge, but getting the duplicate off, this is a bit of an idea here. Getting the duplicate off early means that I don't have to path into it later, so I get to go to the trinket shop. Right, like if I only had one Razor Sharp, I would be a little more fervent to get to this Hell Vent. Enemies can't move up on our run, so, you know. I feel very strongly about this run, which often leads to hilarious situations, but I do feel like this one is winning. I'm putting Wendleton in front here. I want to see how it feels. Because now that he has Quick, he doesn't take any backline damage, so only heavies will hit him, which means that on average, he has to be losing more than 5 HP per turn. However, on top of that 5 HP requirement, in terms of health loss per turn, but you can average it out, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I should have put that guy in the back. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. He's plus 10 right now for being put in front. Right? So, so he's equal. Right now we're plus 10, and I'm just going to track it. He's currently plus 10. Now he's plus 9. Less? Does this make sense to you? Oh, it's enchant quick. I forgot that this is an enchant quick effect. Wild. Okay. Oh, but with the healing too, the increase of max HP, as long as I heal it back, is worth it too. Yeah. But putting him in front is good. There may be a future combat where it's wrong, but right now Keeper of Echoes just exists to take up 2 space on the floor and give 1/1 every time I play a card. Perfect draw order on this one, by the way. We drew our infusion right when we want to. Infusing those 3 holdover cards is huge. That's 3/3 every turn. Huge value. Massive value. Now, to be fair, our unit being 229.75 is not super impressive, but he will be 229 times 2. Is there a way to move my units to the round? I don't think there is one. It'd be cool if I could move Keeper of Echoes to the front towards the end of the combat or something like that. Preserve Thorns is really good, actually. I was about to say I don't want any of these, but Preserve Thorns gives me 3 more spells for the price of 1. Soul Siphon does nothing. Return Soul also doesn't do much. Lets me just burn cards, I guess, but Fun fact, if you don't know, an infused Soul Siphon is the exact same card as an uninfused Soul Siphon. The infusion comes into play first, so you give yourself the 1 from it being infused, and then it fills out the rest. I'm gonna skip this. I don't think Return Soul does much here. Although, nah, I'll take it, actually. Oh god, that's not very good. That sharpen that you're offering me. I mean, I guess it's fine to take the spreading sharpens for Seraph the Diligent, but, you know, I'm not happy about it. Serrated Mandibles is fine. Doesn't do anything exciting, but it's better than nothing. Cheater's Hand is the best option here. Do I want to play Cheater's Hand? Yeah, I do want to play Cheater's Hand. That's really big, because now if we draw Bounding Echoes first, we get to hold it for infusing. We just guarantee and are infused on cards we want it on. It's really huge, actually. I'll Purge Stone and Echo Break here. Like I said, I want to take more Purge Stones. I'm not thinking out our pack shards specifically here. I'm just kind of clicking on cards. I think I want to take 10-10. No, that's not right. What I was about to outline doesn't sound right, actually. I will... I mean, I can spell Chain Steel Enhancer. I can play pretty aggressively if I want to here, but I'm gonna play it cool. I don't really feel like Spell Chain is that good. Spikes 4 is not worth it. Look at this, I'm doing it. I am doing it. I didn't click a trial that was bad for me. He's learning. I want to say, also, been a while since I've seen this combat, it feels like. I am now seeing this combat. Do a lot of complaining in the other direction about seeing... was it Harvesters of Death a lot? And I realized it in the last episode. I don't think I mentioned it. But it feels like I see Harvesters of Death a lot, but that's because in my mind, half of the combats are Harvesters of Death. Because when I look at the other one, which is... what is it called? The stealth one. Stealth combat. I don't know what it's called. Probably called something like Infiltrators? Sneakers? Probably not Sneakers. That would be a confusing name, perhaps. Anyway, that combat has Harvest on it. So in my mind, I see that combat as well as the same one. In my mind, that's also Harvesters of Death. But it is. When you get right down to it. Other combat. There's 4 on this floor, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna bring back Echo Transfer. What's the 4th one? It's this, Sycophants. Oh, there are 5? There might be 5. Did Self-Made Harpy kill me, by the way? Was it super smart of me to not take the pack shards? This deck doesn't look at Self-Made Harpy favorably, I don't think. Bit of a glass cannon. I'd say as I play my 1 millionth Razor Sharp Edge on my unit. Why is he dying? Go ahead and return Soul. I'm going to do it on Steel Enhancer. There's no guarantee we draw Steel Enhancer next turn, and Steel Enhancer is very good. I will also pay 11 HP on Keeper of Echoes to get 1/1 onto frontline unit Wendleton, because I think it matters. Also, I heal it back. Yeah, a little close. Our boss killing is actually not that good. And that's going to be worth considering on the next boss, when I position my cards. I don't want to take any of these. I can take Ensnare, but I already have Strangler. And I think we're okay on cards right now. I'm gonna press skip, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want any of these, right? Maybe Ancient Resonance, but we're fine. I don't think any of those make sense. I'm not really playing into it. Yeah, sure, Spreading Sharpen. Can we kill Val? Probably. I'll go left here. Put some buffs onto our boy. Keeper of Echoes. He becomes much better with even just a plus 25 on him. And I think it is time to part ways with our Train Stewards. They didn't do much, but they made me feel better. And you know what? That's good enough. 25 puts me at 70? I could not take 20 easily. If I take 15, I'm at 60, and then I could take 25, which puts me at 85, and I'm off by 5. I think we're going to be over by 5, no matter what. I think there's no clean option here. Let's just start throwing stuff down, like plus 10 piercing on Echo Break. 55, I can take 25 here, which is 80. I guess if I kept those train stewards, I could do an infusion for 25, and then 10 would give me enough, but yeah, without duplicating like a card that I really don't want to duplicate, I can't get to the pack shards evenly. And I think I would rather not. Yeah, I think I would rather not do it in such a way where I have to duplicate like an Extreme Stone Echo Break and add another copy to my deck. I think I'd rather just go over by 5. Right, so when I said I had to think about it, I did mean here. And what I think about this is I should put Keeper of Echoes in front. That is what I was thinking about it for. Echo Transfer when held side by side with Razor Sharp Edge is so nuts. Card gives 5 more attack without the downside, and it costs 1 less? Like, that's crazy. Maybe I can get some freebie damage in here with Reap. Oh, it Reaps first. Interesting. That makes sense. That's a big rage, but it's alright. I mean, hitting Bounding Echoes early-ish. It does just make it so we play Steel Enhancer every turn, more or less, right? When you have 3 held over infused cards, that is a Steel Enhancer to your whole floor. Man, when you put it like that, Steel Enhancer seems really bad, doesn't it? Maybe you don't think so, but when I think about that, I think about, man, does Steel Enhancer suck? Maybe it does. Do I really want to play Sharp in here? No, I don't think I do want Striding Sharpens on this fight. We're Whittling fell down quite heavily, and that's good enough for me. Put the Return Soul back. It's slow going, but we're okay. She keeps coming up here, which is very fortunate, because it lets me get a lot of free damage in that I really desperately need. Like, every time Fel comes up here, we get an extra round on her, basically. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna Return Soul on Echo Transfer here. Use it as a final burst. Don't need to necessarily do that, I might get the same value, but now Echo Transfer is gone and I don't draw it again. That may be good or bad depending on your perspective. I think it's good. I should really go through and learn Fel's attacks at different points. Like, how much is she doing here? We're at 70 pack shards. I would estimate like 13 times 2. 14 times 3. I was off by quite a bit. This is Rage Fel. Rage Fel notoriously ruins you. Like, she just kills your run. She does huge damage if you're higher on shards. I think she's the highest. I know if you're interested in the stat stuff, you can find it out there. They modeled the growth rate for pack shard usage, if that makes sense. Like, number of pack shards has a function you can follow. I think this boss is the highest scaling one, or like the fastest scaling one is what I am getting to here. Rage Fel scales very quickly into big numbers. Something to watch out for. And we're living. Cycle of Life, and it's infused? Sure. It's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of running out of health, so Cycle of Life. Sure. We can play top 4. I don't need space. It's a draw take. Just take an extra second there. Think about energy. Energy draw is fine. I really want to go right. I don't think I need to remove anything. In fact, I think removing things at this point is pretty bad. 26 cards is about where I want to be for Sarah. So let's make our cycle of life better. Value stone? Ah, too bad. 15, 10, and 10 are what we have left for act shards. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the cost of cycle of life twice. I don't know which path I'm gonna take in the next ring, but I would like my infused cycle of life to be a playable card. I can feel it setting in, the tiredness. Need to like stand up and do some jumping jacks. Rage Serum, Burnout card. This is Frostbite or Spell Weakness? It's Spell Weakness. I don't want it. I don't want any of these. I gave it a long enough thought. You gotta give me extra time to process what I'm looking at here right now. And we're going Predator 2, of course. Almost click Strangler 2 there. That would have been a tragedy. Intrinsic Bounding Echoes is nice, actually, because it lets me just get it over with. I can just sit on it. It's an easy, like, this isn't necessarily the best option, but it's easy. If we Intrinsic Bounding Echoes, I get to just put it back on top with Cheater's Hand until I draw. It saves some thinking. Invasion Trial is pretty free. It's almost a free 400 gold. I'll take some damage onto our Worm Boy, Keeper of Echoes, but I'd say worth. He's gonna lose 15. This is no joke. This is 35 damage and just explosions here. I could have killed these enemies first. I guess I would have lost -1/-1 though, so you kind of ask yourself if it's worth. Yeah, I think so. What do we got here? Alright, welcome to Plan. I guess I can sit on the Bounding Echoes. I was thinking about just popping it here, full hand, but upon thinking about it further, which I'm glad I did, Cheater's Hand almost made me autopilot into a bad play. I think we are okay. I'm willing to do it on 2. I think 2 of 3 is acceptable. Yeah, we will. Yeah, especially with Cycle of Life, we can do it on 2 of 3. I think that will be our rule going forward. We'll Bounding Echoes on 2 of our 3 cards. If we get all 3, great. If not, fine. The full heal isn't that important anyway. 33 minutes in? How you feeling? You feeling like I left the video muted? No? I guess not. But worth checking anyway. You know, just check in every now and then. Am I muted? Check it in real life too. Just look around, make sure you can still speak, things like that. If not, you may need to use an Isuna? Esuna? However you want to say it. To clear the inability to speak. I had a follow-up question to that, and I wasn't just gonna drop it there. But I started thinking about the pronunciation of Asuna, which I say Esuna. You may have your own pronunciation. The thing I was gonna say is just that I started playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's pretty fun. Official review, not bad. Game is kind of neat. Sorry, I'm just bullshitting. I'm playing the exact same cards over and over again on loop. You know what's happening here. So I'm doing what I can to stay clear of mind. I need to not throw this run on Sarah. That's all. The Divinity should be cake. I need to not throw this run to Chase, or Diligent Seraph, I mean. I wanted to call him Chase Seraph, but that's not correct. Cheater's Hand, I beg you. Stop posting that message. I don't want to have to play it. I don't want to put a card on top. I knew it was going to be like this. I'm sick of clicking on dead weight though. Good fight, good fight. I'm gonna pause at the end here and give you a 5-second outro. Did I say 5-second outro? I meant 0.5-second outro. You know, I think the secret tech for pause on pause and making it clean is the half-second break before I start talking again. Anyway, I'm back. I got up and I walked around for a second because I can feel it claiming me here. I don't want to make any terrible mistakes because I'm tired. So, got up, I walked around a little bit. Let me take a quick sip of water as well while I skip through these. This game showed me so many soul siphons. I think the only way I can lose this run is if I fuck up on Diligent Seraph, so Broken Memories gives me a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card in that regard. I can get to an even 100. Is gross. I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to go right. I want to make our Worm Boy a little stronger. Multi-strike. Does he need it? Not really. Let's take a look around first. Might not spend any money there. Split Mask, I don't need it. Notice Stone Boon, don't need. In case Divinity, why not? So if I duplicate Bounding Echoes, that gives me an even 100. It's not the worst card to play two of out the gate, but, you know. I guess I would only play one, also. I'd rather duplicate something like Cycle of Life here, actually. And go 5 over. I think it's worth more. Play it like this. Take 100 gold as well, go 5 over. We get a lot. I don't want multi-strike here. Alright. Thornstone it is. And then the rest of our money goes to nothing, really. Don't feel good about purging any of these spells because of the Seraph we face and the fact that a lot of them are upgraded. I guess I could have duplicated Echo Break also, but I think the Cycle of Life dupe is really good. I don't want removals. We have 28 cards total. That's a good number for Diligent Seraph. Diligent Seraph is 12 rounds if you are counting. From assuming you're playing top 4, it's 12 rounds from the start of the fight to when he enters Relentless on the top floor. Or is it 11? This is round 1. I'll just count, actually. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna count. Put Bounding Echoes on top, by the way. This is 1. I think it's 8 plus 3, right? It's 8, enters Relentless, 9, 10. Maybe. Should I have played bottom floor, you think? I didn't think about it, but maybe it would have been right. Cancel curses and such. Doesn't matter a ton which floor I'm on, right? Double checking. There is only... there's 2 holdovers. I said I'd do it at 2. I'll do it at 2. I will do it at 2. It's also a consume spell for this turn. Maybe I should have held it because I have Preserve Thorns, which is a good consume spell for a future turn. Maybe you just sit on it there. I'm going to take the 1 damage from the Vengeful Shard, and I'm not going to care. If I lose this one off of 1 damage, such as life. C'est la vie. When's the last time you heard someone say C'est la vie? I feel like I heard that a lot. There was a period of time in my life where I heard people saying C'est la vie a lot. And it's kind of died off lately. I haven't heard of this much. C'est la vie. La vie. It's one of them jokes. I consumed my Unleash the Wildwood. You see, I told you I was gonna fuck something up. It's a good thing that I picked that card, isn't it? I could tell. I could tell it in my... I know myself. I know me. I'm tired. I'm bound to forget at least one of the turns of Draining Emblem. I also forgot to keep counting, but that's also fine. Burning the Sharpen is good because I get the copy of it. Makes sense. I guess I would burn the Echo Snare anyway, but don't worry about it. 2 waves left? Feels like this fight should be over with, but oh, what do I know? Thank you, Steel Enhancer, for your service. You have saved me a great deal. I'll probably burn one of the Razor Sharps first before I give up on Unleash. Like Razor Sharp and then... Yeah, one Razor Sharp, one Unleash, one Razor Sharp is the order I would burn them in. Assuming I had to, which I hopefully don't have to burn anything. Our Keeper of Echoes is getting pretty beefy on the front line. At the end of the day here, I think that I should have done an infusion on Keeper of Echoes, something that I just didn't do because I didn't think I would need to, but might make the difference. His spikes might make the difference too. He's got a lot of spikes there. You see those? How many spikes is that you got there, buddy? Yeah. 16? Wow. I think they nerf Cycle of Life, you know? Wouldn't want that getting out of hand. 19? Oh my god. Maybe they should just remove the spikes from Cycle of Life at all and also make it cost 0. 2600. This is what I was worried about. I was a little worried about this one just dropping on Seraph. That's interesting, isn't it? 27, 28. I don't think we win this. I don't think I can do... Oh, let's replay it and let's play bottom 4 and see if it makes a difference. I don't think it will, but... It feels kind of strange that we lose this, doesn't it? I should have self-infused Keeper of Echoes. It's something that I skipped over. I didn't think it would matter, but it matters quite a bit, actually. Let's try this again. I just want to play bottom 4 and see if it changes anything. I don't think it will. I think that numerically we cannot make it here on this fight. What if I put the Cycle of Life on the boy here? I just consume Cycle of Life instead of Root Seeds. I'm not replaying, don't worry. I just would like you to know. Consume the wrong spell. Maybe I wait for 3. I think I'll wait for 3 this time. Oh, wrong. I don't think I was supposed to play that Vengeful Shard on this turn. I think the health shouldn't make a functional difference. Like, nothing should really change because I have more health on one than the other. Should always be about the same. Still haven't hit the other Razor Sharp, huh? Alright. Fine. I bring back the Cycle of Life that I fucked up. Pretty smart pick on my end, but I know myself. I should play Echo Break there. I mean, this run, if it loses, it's a good one to lose, because, I mean, not a good one to lose. None of them are good to lose, but we get to learn something from this one as well. Strangler on his own with 2 Razor Sharps apparently is not fast enough. Let's start sharpening him up. Maybe that'll help. Gotta get the fighting spirit back. Just gonna cancel that. 17 cards in the consume pile. Let's do something like this. Bring back Sharpen. Probably getting a little weird with it there. I know I'm taking 15 for it, but currently we're dying to Seraph, so... Let's try doing something a little spicy. These Vengeful Shards are killing me. And then I burn Sharpens as we draw them. Yeah. 54 damage on that turn. The stealth is really what's killing me. A big portion of our damage and a big portion of our game plan, if you remember on Fel, it was revolving around hitting them pre-relentless, and Seraph the Diligent doesn't let you do that. You get 0 freebies on them. Much lower health on Keeper of Echoes, but similar attack also. Similar outcome. I didn't think it would make a difference, I just wanted to check. Checking in. Surprising, but Strangler on his own, I guess he just doesn't quite cut it. He needs a much better tank than Keeper of Echoes, it looks like. I am really surprised. I feel like this should have won. It's only, I guess he's only doing 500 per round though, so what can you do? Just looking, no answer. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn now. I would say this run is surprising. I would say I'm pretty surprised that we lost this one. I think that against any other Seraph we crush, because I get to make the deck much better against a different Seraph though. So it's a bit of a Diligent Seraph catch me sort of situation, where we just came up short on Diligent Seraph. If I had infused something onto Keeper of Echoes to help his survivability, it would have helped, and I think the only option was Keeper of Echoes, and that way he gets a little more stats. Maybe he buys me, I mean, we were off by like 2 rounds, so yeah, I should have infused something there, ultimately. I didn't think I would need to. I thought Strangler would handle it. I was wrong. Strangler didn't quite handle it. So Strangler you can take away from this. He's good. Like, we hit everything we would want, and it didn't quite pan out because, ultimately, not great at killing bosses. Needs a little bit more assistance on that front. This is a good try, though. Good run, I would say. Not upset about this one. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.